Welcome to another episode of Security Minutes. I'm here with Matt Youman. Matt, how are you?
Great, thank you. Great to be here.
Matt, I want to talk about collaboration, and in particular, secure collaboration. Now, every organization is doing some form of collaboration. A lot of organizations are using Microsoft Teams. And I just really wanted to get a perspective view on what types of risks and vulnerabilities exist when we are collaborating.
If we look at all of the different technologies that IT and security teams are trying to manage, that introduces increased complexity, and we can't stay on top of everything. We then look at the changes that were introduced, not just into our personal lives, but from a corporate perspective.
Yep.
When COVID came knocking on our doors, there was remote working, people working from home. There was a big shift to Microsoft Teams. What we found was that a lot of security teams, from a technology perspective, they were able to facilitate this change, but not from a security perspective. Second to that, or further to that, there has been exponential growth in terms of the adoption of Teams. At the moment, it's at 300 million users, as of last year, sorry. Prior to COVID, I think it was less than 100 million daily users. Attackers are aware of this, and they're now leveraging it as a target.
So what types of threats are you seeing?
So the types of threats that we're seeing are quite similar to the email vector, just via a different communication channel.
Right.
Two great examples I can share with you. Last year, we saw an incident where ransomware was deployed via Microsoft Teams to an external sender. Unfortunately, that message was not scanned. The attachment was not dynamically scanned through a sandboxing technology, and the recipient opened up the attachment, therefore the business was ransomwared. Second to that, we are seeing impersonation phishing, much like the email vector. The difference here is that organizations aren't implementing the same level of protection as they would with email.
So, I mean, some things that I hadn't thought of, like, ransomware via collaboration tools, impersonation, I guess it makes sense. How is Mimecast integrating the collaboration security into the rest of your portfolio?
So recently we've expanded our email security portfolio to the collaboration suite. We were speaking about Microsoft Teams before. What that allows us to do is dynamically scan URLs and attachments using the same technology that's battle hardened, that's proven successful and has been innovated for 20 years within that specific platform. Further to that, we're actually able to respond to identified risks and detections through automated remediation. Another interesting point that I'll share with you too is that 2 months ago, Mimecast acquired a company called Aware AI, and that's going to extend our protection across the collaboration suite. We're now not just protecting businesses from phishing URLs or malicious attachments in the form of ransomware or that results in ransomware. We're using artificial intelligence to understand data breaches, data exfiltration, sentiment across those channels which are typically unmonitored.
So it makes sense that, with just the sheer expansion of the use of collaboration tools, that threat actors would look at compromise in that tool. And it makes sense that you're making investments in that space.
Exactly right. And then if we look at it from an administration or operations point of view, if we can centralize that within the one platform, it makes life a lot easier for our security and engineering teams. Complexity introduces risk within itself.
Well, I like where you went with that. I always talk about complexity as the enemy of security, and we focus a lot on helping organizations reduce complexity. In our next episode, I want to dive a little deeper into something that we've spoken about a number of times in our previous episodes. It's the Mimecast Threat Scanner.